Starting it up, Nick. Welcome to the vlog, my friend.
Grooves in
In Vegas, everybody. No Tyler, because that man's a bitch. Gonna be hopping in to the 2-4 or the 3-5 at Venetian. Not sure yet, on the wait list for both, but the 2-4 is a 600 cap and the 3-5 is a 1200 cap. Probably will buy in for the max at the 2-4, probably not the 3-5, but as you know, first pit stop. Hopefully we'll get a couple places out of this vlog, but I'm only here for 2 days, so we will see. See you guys on the felts.
Alright guys, hopping into our first hand at the Venetian, we look down at ace queen of spades in the hijack. Folds to us, we decide to open up the action to $20. The button is the only man to make the call. Going heads up to a flop of king 9-7 with one spade. We decide to c-bet this one for $30 and he tank calls. Very strange development, but he tanked for a pretty long time. Turn is a good looking one in the ace of clubs. We now start value betting and not bluffing our assholes off. We bet $75, hoping to get called by a king or a weaker ace that floats the flop. But after he starts tanking for a long time, I have a feeling that he's going to be putting in a bluff. Wasn't sure what he was tanking with for so long, but after about 2 minutes, he finally folds and I say to him, "What were you trying to bluff with?" And he just laughed and looked away in disgust.
Well guys, got absolutely boned because Venetian Poker Room does not like filming at all. So after that ace queen hand, was told to wrap it up. I mean, they let me play, but couldn't record any hands. Played for about an hour, lost $40. It was a really bad table, so nothing would have really... Damn, I'm a little loud here. Let me move over here. Nothing really great happened, so it's unfortunate because I really like the Venetian Poker Room. They have pretty soft games most of the time, and I like the 2-4, 600 cap. It's a good buy-in for my bankroll. But other than that, probably going to continue this vlog at the Wynn 2-5 or Bellagio or Aria. So stay tuned, guys. I'll see you on the felt. Hopefully it goes a little bit better this time.
Alright, looking to get off to a better start in Vegas. Let's get things going at the Wynn. In our first hand, we look at ace-jack offsuit in the big blind. The cutoff opens up the action to $15, and I decide to 3-bet this up to $50. He pretty quickly makes the call. We're going heads up to a flop, which is ace-king-5 rainbow. Pretty good flop for us. I decide to bet $40. He calls pretty quickly. The turn is a 4. I size up now to get value from some weaker aces, maybe a non-believing king, or any type of draw he might be floating the flop with. So I bet out $130 and he makes the fold. Nice to win our first hand at the Wynn. In our next hand, we look down at king-queen offsuit in the big blind once again. The cutoff opens up the action to $15. The small blind calls. This table has been pretty passive, so I decide to 3-bet to $65. Honestly looking for some folds just to take down the $30 of dead money. But unfortunately, both of them make the call. So going 3 ways to a flop, which is 10-10-8. And what do you know? We are in a pretty good game because the small blind donk jams for $400. We make an obvious fold and the other guy folds, but just thought this was funny to show you guys, and hopefully we can catch some punts. In this next hand, we are at a different table. We look down at queens in the small blind. Middle position opens up to $15. One caller in the middle. I 3-bet it up to $70. The middle position man is the only guy to make the call. Heads up to a flop of jack 3-5 rainbow, a pretty great flop for queens. I decide to bet $75 for value, and he calls. Turn is a 4 of clubs, bringing in 2 clubs on the board. I now size up to $200 to try and get max value from all those jacks and non-believing pairs and maybe some flush draws. He pretty quickly calls. At this point, I'm pretty much putting him on either a jack, flush draw, or some sort of straight draw. The river brings a 4-liner and completes the backdoor clubs with the 6 of clubs, a super bad card. I wasn't really sure if I should be betting here for a 3rd street of value, so I decided to check to hopefully just get to showdown or maybe call off some sort of bluff attempt, because this card could very well be used as a bluff. He quickly checks back and shakes his head, says he has nothing, so we just show our queens and we are good. All right, guys, starting to pick up some momentum here, winning a few hands at the Wynn. The next hand, we look down at ace queen of diamonds in the small blind. It seems we're going to be playing all these hands out of position tonight. The cutoff opens to $15. We 3-bet to $50 and he quickly folds. Just wanted to show you guys this hand because it puts into perspective how games usually go. It's a lot of 3-bet folding, and this game seems to have a lot of 3-bet and folding both on my part and opponents. So should not be that good of a game compared to our first table. In the next hand, I thought this was a super interesting one. We look down at ace deuce of diamonds on the button. There's a $10 straddle. The early position opens up to $35. I call on the button, and now the small blind 3-bets to $125. Gets back around to the original opener. I already know he's going to be putting in a 4-bet because he asks how much we both have behind. He now 4-bets to $500. We are obviously going to be making a very easy fold here, but was going to show you guys and sweat out the action to see what happens. The small blind pretty quickly calls and goes all in for his remaining stack. And we go off to a run out where we flop bottom pair. Lovely. The turn brings no help, but the river is a piece of shit deuce. We river trips. Original 4-better shows queens and takes it down against ace king suited. Hindsight is always 20/20, ladies and gentlemen, but we could have sucked out big time. All right, no more garbage hands here. In the next hand, we pick up kings. There's one limper. I decide to open to $20. The cutoff calls and the limper folds. Heads up to a flop of 10-9-3 rainbow. I bet $15. Was honestly going to ask you guys if this is too small. Heads up. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. But as played, $15 it is. He makes the call pretty quickly. The turn is another 3, bringing in a backdoor diamond draw. I now size up to $50, hoping to get value from any 10 or big draw, but he quickly folds. Still happy to take this one down. In this next hand, we're going to start in the middle of the actual hand because I was late to record and taking notes. Shit gets hectic sometimes. This is a limped pot 3 ways. I have 10-8 of clubs in position. We're starting on the turn. The flop is king 7-9 with 2 clubs. We are on the button and bet $5 on the flop. There's one caller out of position. The turn is a 5 with no club. He checks to me again. I decide to bet $20 and he calls again. The river is a queen and we completely brick out on our flush draw and our straight draw. He checks to me again, and at this point, I'm just going to keep up with the story that I have a big hand in this limp pot. Could be having any 2-pair or bullshit top pair, who knows. I decide to bet out for over pot $75, put maximum pressure on all those disgusting garbage hands he has, and he folds a deuce. So we get it through. Happy to get this blow. In this last hand, there is one limp to us, and the only thing better than looking down at kings once in a session is kings again. We open it up to $20. The drunk club guy who just sat down at the table decides to make the call and makes a funny remark about me having a phone stand and that he fears me, but don't think we're going to have to use that fear in this situation because we have a pretty strong hand. Heads up to a flop of 5-4-3. Not the most comfortable flop for kings, although we have an overpair. This guy's drunk, so he could very well have sets, 2 pairs, or even flop straights here. Could maybe mix in some checks out of position, but I decided to play this aggressively and just bet for value right away. So we bet $20 and he calls and says, uh-oh, not a guy with a phone stand once again. The turn is another 5, making me feel better about my hand as we beat any 4-3 2-pair. So I bet $50 and he quickly folds. This was actually our last hand of the night, so going to be wrapping this up and booking a solid win for just an hour and a half of playing.
All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up at the win. Cashed out for $13.33, so booked a profit of a little over $300 in about 2 hours, but it's 4 a.m. and I'm super tired. I've been gambling all day, getting drunk with my girlfriend and my brother and sister. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment what you guys think. The next time we're out here in Vegas, Tyler will be here. Expect that probably in the next month or 2. Gonna try and come out here and get a lot more poker content for you guys. So thanks for all the support, and we'll see you guys soon.